Hello students, today I'll be going through the PSLE Foundation Math for 2024, Paper 2. Alright, so let's begin. Question 1. Adam has a piece of rope 80 cm long. He uses it to form a rectangle of length 25 cm. What is the breadth of the rectangle? So we know that this is a rectangle, and this is our length, and this is our breadth. They tell you that the piece of rope is 80 cm long, which means that this is our parameter. And parameter, the formula is equal to 2 bracket length plus breadth, or length plus breadth plus breadth. Okay, so in this case, we want to find what is the breadth of the rectangle. So 80 cm long is equal to the length, which is 25 cm. So 25 plus 25 plus breadth plus breadth. 25 plus 25 is equal to 50 plus b, which is equal to 2b. So we need to bring this 50 over, which will result in 80 minus 50 equal to 2 breadth. 80 minus 50 is 30, and we swap it around, so 2 breadth will be equal to 30, and 1 breadth will be equal to 30 divided by 2, which is 15. So what's the breadth of the rectangle? 15 cm. Okay, take note to write down your units. Okay, next question, question 2. Peter used a string of length 1/5 meter to tie up one box. He used another string that was 2/15 meter longer to tie up another box. What is the total length of the two strings used? So the first string, okay, is 1/5 meter long. Okay, and the second string is 2/15 longer than the first string. So it will look something like this, and another 2/15 meter. Okay, now so we want to find out what is the total length, and this is 1/5 meter, and this is also 1/5 meter. The question is asking us to find what is the total length. So 1/5, which is the first string, plus the second string, and all we need to do now is type this whole thing into the calculator. You will get 8/15, and this is our answer. Okay, because this is paper 2, just use your calculator, do not do your mental sum or anything. Alright, moving on to question 3. What is the missing number in the box? So we can see that we have 5 to 40. Basically, what times 5 gives me 40. Okay, so 5 times 8 will give me 40. So over here, we also need to do 7 times 8, which gives us 56. And this is our final answer. Okay. Question 4. A truck can transport 50 boxes safely at one time. Okay, so that means so it means that in a delivery, so one delivery, it can transport 50 boxes. So how many number of trucks do we need to carry 375 boxes? Okay, so the question is how many delivery, or how many trucks do we need? Okay, I'll just do it as one truck. And how many trucks do we need? So 375 divided by 50, and this will give us 7.5 trucks. Okay, which if you rounded it up to, you get 8 trucks. Because if we only have 7 trucks, okay, if we only have 7 trucks, the number of boxes we can only deliver is 7 times 50, which is 350 boxes, which cannot carry 375. So we need to round it up to 8 trucks. That's why your answer is 8. Okay, moving on to question 5. Jack received $40 for his birthday. He wants to buy some toy figurines. Each toy figurine costs 80 cents. What is the maximum number of such toy figurines can he buy with his birthday money? Okay, so Jack received $40 for his birthday and each toy figurine costs 80 cents. So first step is we need to convert this 80 cents into $0.80. So this is the price of one toy figurine. And he received $40. So $40 divided by 80 cents. And this will give us the total number of toy figurines he can buy with his birthday money, which is equal to 50. Okay, so moving on to question 6. After eating 3/10 of a pizza and giving a fraction of it, I was left with 1/5 of the pizza. What fraction of the pizza did I give away? So first step is we need to know that this 10 and this 5 is talking about the total, which means that we have to make this 1/5 into 2/10, the same denominator. So we want to find how many fraction did he give away. So 1 whole, which is your total, minus away what you ate, minus away what did you left with, which is 2/10, which is half. Okay, whenever it comes to fraction, always leave your answer in simplest form, even if the question never tell you to. Okay, question 7. What was the price of the blouse after the discount? After the discount. So the usual price is $80, which means that 100% is $80. We need to find 1%, and then after the discount is 25%, so it will be 100% minus away 25%, which is 75%. And then we find what is the cost of 75%. So 100% is $80. To find 1%, 80 divided by 100. Okay, so 80 divided by 100 is 0.8. And then from here, we need to times 75. Which is $60. So your answer to this question is $60. Of course, there are other ways you can do this question. Example, $80, so this is number 1. Number 2, you can also do 80 times 75%. That will give me $60 also. Or even 80 times 25%, which is equal to $20. And then 80 minus away the $20, because our $20 is the discount price. So 80 minus 20 is 60. So in this case, there are 3 different methods which one you prefer to use. But normally, I recommend my students to do the method 1 instead of 2 and 3. Okay, now moving on to question 8. CDE is an isosceles triangle, which means that 2 sides are the same. In this case, CD and CE are equal length. So it's denoted by these 2 lines over here. Angle DCE is equal to 70 degree. Find angle X. So we need to find what is this angle. Then we take 360 minus away this angle. So angle CED is equal to 180 degree minus away the 70 degree divided by 2, which will be 55 degree. Okay, so this portion here is 55 degree. Here is also 55 degree, but we do not need to care about this side. Okay, so now to find the obtuse angle of CED, or rather find angle X, it will be 360 degree minus away this 55 degree, because angles at a point. So 360 minus away 55, I'll be left with 305 degree. So this is my answer to question 8. Okay, moving on to question 9. A soccer field with a length of 100 meter has a perimeter of 340 meter. Find the breadth of the field. Okay, so we have a perimeter of 340 meter. This question is actually similar to your question 1. So perimeter, the formula is 2 length plus breadth, or length plus breadth plus breadth, whichever that suits you better. Okay, so in this question we are trying to find what is the breadth. So we know that 340, which is the perimeter, is equal to 100 plus 100 plus breadth plus breadth. So to find the breadth, we need to bring this 100 plus 100 over the equal sign first. Okay, but before that, let me just simplify. 100 plus 100 is equal to 200. B plus B is equal to 2B. So I want to bring this 200 over the equal sign. Okay, so it become 340 minus away this 200 equal to 2B. 340 minus 200 is 140 equal to 2B. Just let me swap it around so that my subject will be on the left side. So 2B is equal to 140. 1B will be equal to 140 divided by 2, which will give me 70. And this is my answer to question 9. Just let me shift this equation up a bit. Alright, now moving on to question 10. Sarah loves music and wants to buy a headphone. She only had $20, which was 1/6 of the price of the headphone. Okay, so we know that the headphone costs 6 units, whereas she only has $20, which is 1 unit. So we just write it down. 1 unit is $20. Okay, how much more money did she need to buy the headphone? How much more money? So there are two ways we can do this. We can find the total cost of the headphone, which is 6 unit, which is 6 unit times 20, which is $120. Okay, just let me write down. 6 times 120 equal, 6 times 20 equal to 120. And then you take 120 minus away the $20, which is equal to $100. This is the first way we can do this question. Second method is we can say 1 unit is $20. Since that, how much more money did she need to buy the headphone? She needs another 5 more units. So we can also find what is 5 units, which is 20 times 5 equal to 100. Both ways will give us the same exact answer. So how much more money did she need to buy the headphone? She requires another $100. Okay, now moving to question 11. Okay, just let me change the name of these people because their name is wrong on this question. Okay, so Ashley, Barbara and Cindy baked a total of 525 muffins. Ashley baked 4 times as many muffins as Barbara and Cindy. So Ashley baked 4 times as many muffins as Barbara, and Cindy baked 45 muffins more than Barbara. Okay, so we draw our model first. Ashley baked 4 times more muffins than Barbara. So Ashley will have 4 units. So we're just going to draw a model and cut it into 4 equal parts. Okay, wait, give me a sec. Okay, and Barbara will be left with only 1 unit. Okay, Cindy baked 45 muffins more than Barbara. So if Cindy is here, you will bake 45 more muffins. But we don't know how much is 45, so we're just going to draw a big block. And the whole thing is 595 muffins. So to find out how many cookies did Cindy bake, first of all we need to take 525 minus away this 45. So this will give us 480. And then we are left with how many units? So this one we have no more already. We are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 6 units. So 6 units is 480. Find out what is 1 unit. 1 unit is 80. So how many cookies did Cindy bake? So we are not done here. We need to take the 80 plus the 45, which will give us 125 cookies. And this is my answer to question 11. Okay, moving on to question 12. Sharon had $1,200. She spent $240 on a necklace and $120 on a pair of shoes. What percentage of her money was left after she bought the 2 items? So basically we need to find what's left over the total times 100%, and that will give us our answer. Okay, so what's left is $1,200 minus away the $240 minus away the $120 that she spent on the shoes, divided by our original total amount, which is 1,200, times the 100%, and this will give us 70%, and this is our answer. Okay, of course you can also do this one method. The other method you can try to do is you find 240 plus 120 over 1200 times 100%. This will give us 30%, and this, what it means is she spent 30% on the necklace and the shoes out of all the total. So 100% minus away the 30% will give us 70% also. So both ways work for this question. Alright, moving on to question 13. The cost of 6 books and 5 magazines is $24. So 6 books plus 5 magazine is equal to $24. 12 books plus 14 magazines is equal to $62. The question is asking us to find the cost of 4 magazines. Okay, now the first thing we want to do is we want to make one of the object the same value. So in this case, we're going to make the B the same. So over here we're going to times 2, and here we're going to times 1. So 6B times 2 is 12B. 5M times 2 is 10M. 24 times 2 is equal to 48. 12B times 1 is 12B. 14M times 1 is 14M. And 62 times 1 is 62. From here, we just take the bigger value, which is 62, minus away the 48. So 62 minus away 48, we'll be left with 14. 12B minus 12B is equal to 0B. And then 14M minus 10M is equal to 4N. Okay, in this case, the question is only asking us for 4 such magazines, and this is already our answer. So $14. Okay, do not forget to write down your units. Alright, question 14. Larry had a 3.25 meter long string. He gave 1.86 meter of it away. How long was the remaining string? So we just need to take 3.25 minus away 1.86. Type this entire thing into your calculator, and you'll be left with 1.39 meter. For part B, Larry then cut the remaining string into 4 equal pieces. What was the length of each piece? So 4 pieces is 1.39 meter. 1 piece is 1.39 divided by 4, which will give us 0.3475. Okay, but the question tells us to round it off to 1 decimal place. So 0.3, because this number is 4, which is less than 5. So you're rounding this value down. So the answer to this question is 0.3 meter. That is my answer to question 14. Okay, question 15. The table below shows the daily payment rates for a part-time worker. Okay, so Monday to Friday is $25 per day, Saturday and Sunday is $35 per day. Jim worked from Tuesday to Sunday. How much was he paid? Okay, so Tuesday to Friday, this is 4 days in total. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 4 days in total. And one day is $25. So $25 times 4 days is equal to $100. Now we are left with Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday to Sunday, okay, is 2 days and with $35 per hour. So 35 times 2 is equal to 170. 35 times 2 is equal to 70. So how much was he paid? You want to find from Tuesday to Sunday. So $100 plus $70 is equal to $170. And this is my answer to part A. Part B, if Jim were paid $135 for working 5 days continuously, which day could he have started to work? So in this question is somewhat a guess and check. Okay, so first of all, we try from Monday to Friday first. Monday to Friday. Okay, Monday to Friday is 5 days. So 5 times $25. This will give me $125. But I need to be paid $135. So this is wrong. So we try Tuesday to Saturday. Tuesday to Saturday is, first of all, Tuesday to Friday first, because Monday to Friday only. So 4 times 25 plus 1 times 35. 4 times 25 plus 1 times 35 is equal to $135. So the answer to this question is Tuesday. Okay, of course there's another answer where you start from Sunday to Friday. Okay, Sunday to Friday is 1 times 35. Sunday to Thursday. 1 times 35, because Sunday is $35 per hour, plus Monday to Thursday, which is 4 days. So 4 times 25. You'll also get 135. So you can either put Tuesday or Sunday. Both answers are correct to this question. Alright, so now moving on to the last question, question 16. The figure below is made up of a square, shaded, and a rectangle. Okay, so this is a square. So now we know that this is 5 cm, we should write down this is 5 cm too. The area of the whole figure is 125 cm square. Find the perimeter of the unshaded rectangle. So first of all, we need to find what's the area of shaded, which is 5 times 5, 25 cm square. So this whole thing is 25 cm square. But the whole figure, which is denoted by the red color line, okay, is 125 centimeter square. So to find our area of unshaded is equal to 125 cm square minus away this 25 cm square, we should be left with 100 cm square. So we know that this whole unshaded area is 100 cm square. The formula to find area of rectangle is length times breadth. So area of unshaded, again, is equal to length times breadth. The unshaded area is 100. The length is unknown. And the breadth is 5 cm. The breadth is this portion over here. So length times the breadth, which is 5. Okay, so 100 is equal to 5L. So we want to resort it around. 5L is equal to 100. 1L will be equal to 100 divided by 5. 100 divided by 5 will give us 20. So that means the length of this unshaded area is 20 centimeter. Question is asking us to find a parameter. So all we need to do now is 20 plus 20, the two length, plus 5 plus 5, the two breadth. And this will give us 30, 40, 50. 50 centimeter. Alright, so the answer to this question is 50 centimeter. And this is my answer to question 16. Any questions, do leave a comment or go to our socials via the link below. Subscribe for more and see you in the next video. Bye!